Hello everyone. So in this session, I'm going to analyze the class CBSE Class 12 history paper, which happened today only. And the set which I'm going to analyze is set 1 of Delhi region. So section A is related to MCQs. One by one, I'll be discussing first of all section A MCQs. So these are the general instruction related to the paper. Section A, B, C, D, E. First section is MCQ. Question number 1. Which of the following is correct regarding Harappan script? So the correct answer for this question is that the script has not been deciphered so far. So when it comes to Harappan civilization, the script related to Harappan civilization, it hasn't been yet deciphered. So Harappan script, which was being used by Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization, Indus Valley civilization, it yet remain undeciphered. Although extensive study has been done, but yet it hasn't been undeciphered. It is not alphabetical. Okay. While it is often written from right to left, not from left to right, rather it is written from right to left. The key point is that it has not been deciphered. It has many signs, not just the few. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Question number 2. In which of the following site, the Harappan civilization, the terracotta models of flow have been discovered? The correct answer for this question is option number C, Banavali and Cholistan. So when it comes to Banavali, which is the region in Haryana, very important Harappan site. So terracotta model of flow, which is indicative of the agricultural practices which were being adopted by the people of the Harappan civilization. So the correct answer for this question is Banavali, where the terracotta model of flow have been discovered. Another region is Cholistan region, which is presently in the Pakistan country, a neighboring country. So the correct answer is option number C. Question number 3. So this is assertion reasoning question. Assertion statement is saying Buddhism grew rapidly both during the lifetime and after the death of the great Gautam Buddha. The reason statement is saying many people were dissatisfied with the existing religious practices and confused by the rapid social changes taking place around them at that point of time. So both the statements are correct. Assertion statement is also correct. Reason statement is also correct. And the reason statement is the correct reasoning basically of the assertion statement. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. So when it comes to Buddhism, Buddhism did grow rapidly during and after the lifetime of great Gautam Buddha, largely because people were dissatisfied with the rigid practices of that period. At that point of time, rigid practices were there. So people were dissatisfied with that, and also the social upheavals of that point of the time at that point of time. So next, so the correct answer for this question is option number A. Now next question, question number 4. Consider the following statement regarding Jainism and choose the correct option. So the previous question was related to Buddhism. This question, very importantly, is related to Jainism. So 4 statements are given. When it comes to first statement, the cycle of birth and rebirth is shaped through karma. This is the correct statement. There is a need to renounce the world. This is also the correct statement. Worldly existence is a necessary condition for attaining salvation. Now, this is incorrect in context of Jainism. Rather, Jainism talks the opposite. So, statement number 4, principle of ahimsa is important. This is again very important aspect of Jainism. So, first, second, and fourth statement are the correct one. So, the correct answer for this question is option number C. Through elimination method, also, if you are aware about it, that the worldly existence is not a necessary condition, rather it is opposite when it comes to Jainism. So, it can be easily eliminated. So, third statement is incorrect. So, you can directly eliminate A, B, and D, and you will directly come to the answer. That is option number C. So, the correct answer for this question is option number C. So, when it comes to the cycle of birth and rebirth, it is influenced by karma, as Jainism says. It is emphasizes renunciation to achieve liberation. It is also considered ahimsa, which is again very important aspect of Jainism. That is basically non-violence. It is considered to be as a core principle of Jainism. However, statement 3 is incorrect. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Now, next question, question number 5. So for this question, Mahajanpadas are given: Magad, Avanti, Gandhar, Koshal, and the present region is given. So we have to match. So when it comes to Magad in the present time, you can relate it with the Patna region, nearby region in Bihar. So when it comes to Magad, you can relate it with Patna. And if you would pay attention to the option, either it would be option number A or either it would be option number C. So it can't be. we cannot come to the conclusion within by knowing only one region. So we have to focus on other regions also. So when it comes to Avanti, Gandhar, Koshal. So even if you are aware about other regions, see, if you can pay attention to Gandhar, Gandhar is related to in present time Kandahar, that is eastern Afghanistan. It is very relatable also. So C would be one. Again, you cannot come to the conclusion. So when it comes to, then you have to focus on other region, which is Avanti and Koshal. Now again, please pay attention to this. Koshal is in Ayodhya, present time Uttar Pradesh. So Koshal would be in Ayodhya. So that is D2. Okay. So that would be the correct answer for this question is option number C. So D2 and the remaining one is Avanti. Avanti is basically located in Ujjain. That is B4. So the correct answer for this question is option number C, A3, B4, C1, D2. Moving forward to the next question, that is question number 6. Prabhavati Gupta is best known for which of the following role? So the correct answer for this question is daughter of Chandragupta I and the wife of the Vakataka king. So the correct answer for this question is option number D. So when it comes to Prabhavati Gupta, she was the daughter of Chandragupta II, very important ruler of Gupta dynasty, Gupta Empire. And she also married Rudrasena II of the Vakataka dynasty. She again played significant role in Vakataka administration after her husband's death. So the correct answer is option number D. Now moving forward to question number 7. So an image is given, a beautiful image relating to the ancient time. Okay, the temple is given. So we have to basically identify the temple correctly from the given option. So the correct answer for this question is the image is related to Kailashnath temple. So this Kailashnath temple is presently located in Maharashtra. Very ancient temple, marble. So this temple shown in image is Kailashnath temple, one of the very important, remarkable rock cut temple in India, presently located at Ellora in Maharashtra, the famous Ellora cave. Okay, so it is carved entirely out of a single basalt rock. It is one of the prime example of the craftsmanship and integrate architectural detail. This temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva, and again it is representing a pinnacle of ancient Indian artistry. So the correct answer for this question is option number B, Kailashnath temple. Now moving forward to next question, that is question number 8. Al-Baruni major work Kitabul Hind, famous major work Kitabul Hind, is significant for its comprehensive study of India. Which of the following was the primary aim of this work? So when it comes to Kitabul Hind, the correct answer for this question is very importantly documented India culture. The correct answer is option number D, documented Indian culture. So Al-Baruni's Kitabul Hind, which was being basically written in 11th century. So it was aiming to provide a detailed and objective study of the medieval era, when we are talking about Indian society, how it was at that point of time, how India's culture was, what were the religion which were existing, science, philosophy. So it became a very important historical source. So the correct answer is option number D. Now moving forward to the next question, question number 9. Throughout his extensive travels, Ibn Battuta was able to explore unfamiliar cultures and society. Which of the following competency did he most likely develop? So the correct answer for this question is option number B, cultural competencies and skills. So Ibn Battuta, famous Moroccan traveler belonging to 14th century, he explored various regions he explored, including India. His travel improved his ability to understand and adapt to different culture. So the correct answer for this question is option number B. Now question number 10, MCQ based question number 10. Which of the following statement regarding Colonel Colin Mackenzie are correct? Choose the correct option. So 4 statements are given. The correct answer for this question is option number A, 1, 2, 3. So all these 3 statements are correct related to Colin Mackenzie. So the ruins of Hampi were brought to light in 1800 by him only, by Colin Mackenzie only. He was an official of East India Company, another correct statement. He prepared the first survey maps of the site, another important correct statement. Now, 4th statement is incorrect. When it comes to Duarte Barbosa, he was not related to Colin Mackenzie, or he did not provide information of Vijayanagar Empire to Colin Mackenzie. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option number A, 1, 2, 3. So there is no evidence that Colin Mackenzie relied on Duarte Barbosa for information about Vijayanagar. So the correct answer is option number 11. Moving forward, question number 11. So again, match the following. Foreign traveler, name of the foreign travelers are given and the country to which they belong to are also given. So the correct answer, one by one, first of all, I'll match them. So Afansi Nikitin, so he belonged to Russia. Now Domingo Pace, he belonged to Portugal. Abdul Razak, he belonged to Persia. Niccolo Di Conti, so he belonged to Italy only. Now please pay attention to the option A2. So only A2, either it can be option number B or option number D. Now we'll have to move forward to other. Domingo Pace, B3. So the correct answer C, A2, B3, C1. Abdul Razak belonged to Persia and Nicole Di Conti belonged to Italy. So the correct answer for this question is option number B. Afanasi Nikitin, Russia. Domingo Pace, Portugal. Abdul Razak, Persia, and Nicolo Di Conti in Italy. So moving forward, question number 12. Which of the following is a major source to understand agrarian history of 16th and 17th century India? So the correct answer for this question is, which again I'm repeating the question, which of the following is a major source to understand agrarian history of 16th and 17th century India? The correct answer for this question is important chronicle, the Anne Akbari. Option number C is the correct answer. So the Anne Akbari, which was being written by Abu Fazl, this Anne Akbari considered to be a very significant historical source, which is basically provided us with detailed information about the agrarian system of the Mughal Empire during the 16th and the 17th century. It also recorded land revenue, crop pattern, and the role of zamindar, making it a crucial text for understanding agrarian history. The correct answer is option number C. Moving forward, question number 13. Which one of the following statement is most appropriate regarding the zamindar of 16th and 17th century India? The correct answer for this question is option number B. The zamindar collected revenue on behalf of the state. See, when it comes to 16th and 17th century in Mughal India, zamindar played a very important role in the agrarian structure which was existing at that point of time. They were majorly responsible for collecting land revenue from peasants on the behalf of Mughal states. So the correct answer is option number B. Now moving forward to question number 14. Now in a modern city, a statement is given, a situation is given. In a modern city, a group of friends discuss the relevance of Kabir teaching in today's society. Okay. So some believe, basically there is a group constituting of some friends. They are having a discussion about Kabir. So some are believing that these are outdated, while others are seeing their significance in promoting equality and love, the Kabir's teaching. Now, which of the following scenario best reflect Kabir's relevance in the present time? Okay. So the correct answer for this question is option number D, seeking simple connection with the divine. So when it comes to Kabir, again, the great Bhakti poet, belonged to 15th century common era. So he emphasized a direct personal connection with the divine. Okay, very importantly. So he rejected rituals, social hierarchies which were existing. His teaching on equality, love, spirituality remained very important even in the present time. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option number D. Now moving forward, question number 15. Which one of the following was the main cause of the Santhal rebellion of the 1855? The correct answer for this question is option number D, heavy taxes and land annexation. So because Santhal rebellion happened because of the heavy taxations which were being imposed by the Britishers on the people, on the Santhal people. Okay, so that is why there was a revolt which happened by the Santhalis at that point of time. So in 1855, the correct answer is option number D. Now moving forward, question number 16. Find the odd one out regarding the permanent settle of 1793. So 3.3 options are related to permanent settle, one is not. So when it comes to option number A, option number B, option number C, all these three are related to permanent settlement of 1793. But when it comes to Deccan Rights Commission, it is not related to that. So that is option number D is the odd one out. So when it comes to permanent settlement of 1793, again, important information, it was being introduced by Lord Cornwallis. Now it included sunset law. Sunset law is related to land auction. If taxes weren't being paid by sunset, basically by sunset, okay. The Burdwan auction, very importantly, it was related to land sales. And also they analyzed, it was being analyzed in the fifth report, which was being written, which was being documented in 1813. Now, when it comes to this one, the Deccan Rights Commission, okay, it is unrelated. it is not related to permanent settlement of 1793. Later on, it dealt with the agrarian unrest in the Deccan region. So the correct answer is option number D. Now moving forward to question number 17. Again, match the following question. One more question. So the leader names are given. The leaders who were related to First War of Independence, 1857 mutiny, 1857 revolt, and the region to which they belong to, it also mentioned. So Shahamal, Kuvar Singh, Birjes Kadir, Nana Sahib, the names are given. If you are aware about 1, 2, even then you can come up to the conclusion. You can give the answer. See, when it comes to Shahamal, he led the revolt in the Barot. Okay. So Shahamal is related to Barot. Kuvar Singh, he led the revolt in the Ara region in Bihar. Okay. In Bihar. Now, when it comes to Birjes Kadir, he was the leader of the revolt in the Lucknow region. Famously, Nana Sahib led the revolt in the Kanpur region, and Shamal led the revolt in the Barot region. So A is going to be third. Either it could be option number B or option number C. Kuvar Singh is related to Bihar. So Ara in Bihar, B is going to be 4. So the correct answer for this question is A3B4. Only one option is there, A3B4. C1, that is Birjes Kadir, Lucknow, Nana Sahib, Kanpur. D2. The correct answer is option number B. I'm hope so. In this manner, also you can eliminate. If you are aware about one or two name of 1 or 2 leaders or to which they belong to, you can eliminate other option and come up with the correct answer. Now moving forward to the next question, question number 18. Now this is a chronological. We have to basically this question is related to the historical event. Okay, and we have to arrange it in a chronological order. 4 options are given: making of the Constituent Assembly, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Quit India movement, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So the first thing among 4 which has happened was Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So it could either be option number A, it could either be option number B. Now next thing which has happened was Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So second, fourth, only one option is given, that is option number B. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened in 1919. Gandhi-Irwin Pact happened in 1931. The famous Quit India movement, do or die, in which Gandhiji gave the slogan. So Quit India movement happened in 1942. Again, making of the Constituent Assembly happened in 1946. So chronologically, the correct answer is option number B, 2431. Now moving forward to the next question, question number 19. Which one of the following was a key feature of the subsidiary alliance which was being introduced by Lord Wellesley in 1798? So the correct answer for this question is option number D, protection of native territory by the Britishers. So when it comes to subsidiary alliance, it required Indian rulers to accept British forces within their territory. Okay, then Indian rulers were also supposed to pay to the Britishers for their maintenance and losing autonomy while receiving protection. So this policy rather expanded British control over India later on. Okay, very importantly, the correct answer is option number D. Moving forward to the next question, question number 20. Again, we have to match the following. The name of the important committees of the Constituent Assembly is given, and the name of the president related to that committee is given. 4 names are given, basically 4 committees, and the 4 names are given. Flag Committee, Union Power Committee, but the question is not asking about the match the following. Basically, it is asking about which of the pair is correctly matched. Okay. Earlier it was match the following. Now 2 lists are given and we have to correctly match the pair. So among these 4, only one pair is correctly matched. This is what question is asking. That is option number B. Union Power Committee was being led by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So the correct answer is option number B. So Union Power Committee was being led by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Other 3 options, Flag Committee was being led by J.B. Kriplani. Rules of Procedure Committee was being led by S. Varacharya. State Committee was being led by H.C. Mukherjee. So the correct answer for this question is option number B. Okay, student, one more question related to your MCQ section. Last question of the section A. So we have to identify the member of the Constituent Assembly with the help of following information. Important 2 points are given related to that leader, related to that person. He was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Very importantly, he was the first president of our great country, India, of the independent India. The correct answer for this question is option number D, Rajendra Prasad. Okay, the correct answer is Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly and he was our first president. So student, now I'll be moving forward to the next section. Question number 2, section B. Short answer type question. 6 questions are there. One by one, I'll be discussing them. And choice-based question also, one by one, I'll be discussing both the choice-based question. Question number 22, part A. Basically, choice-based question. Ashokan inscription are the most significant source to understand the administration of Ashoka. Explain the statement. So I'll be talking about the key points which you could have written in your answers. Okay. So key points I'll be mentioning. It's a 3 marker. So accordingly, please look at it. See, these are the key points which he could have mentioned related to Ashokan inscription, why they are a very significant source to understand the administration of Ashoka, why there are major rock and pillar edict, which are the direct evidence related to Ashoka's rule. Okay. In our country, there are different places where you can go in present time also. You can historical places majorly being maintained by Archaeological Survey of India. Okay. So major rock pillars, pillar edicts are there. So one important point is this. Second is policies including Dhamma, okay, which is emphasizing on non-violence and ethics. So through Ashokan inscription, we get to know about this also. The famous policy of Dhamma, which was being adopted by Ashoka, and it was emphasizing on non-violence. Another point which you could have mentioned is welfare measures. Ashokan inscription is talking about welfare measures also, which was being adopted by Ashoka. So welfare measures, talking about hospitals which were being opened at that point of time in ancient India, roads for the public benefit. Very important aspect is the administrative structure. So through Ashokan inscription, we are getting to know about that also, of the Mauryan Empire of the Ashokan times. So Dhamma Mahamatras, which were being appointed by Ashoka at that point of time. Why? To propagate the Dhamma, the policy of Dhamma. So these are 4 points which you could have mentioned. Now I'll be moving forward to the second part of this question, basically choice-based question. The history of Mauryan Empire has been constructed on the variety of sources. Explain the statement. So these key points are related to this question. Ashokan inscription are giving us detail, governance, and it is also talking about Dhamma, the propagation of Dhamma, the Dhamma policy. Arthashastra, again, very important source. Again, Arthashastra, very, very important source, which was being written by the famous Kautilya, Chanakya. Okay. So it is outlining the administration of the Mauryan Empire. So Indica is also describing about the Mauryan society. So Indica, which was being written by Megasthenes, the Greek writer, the ambassador, okay, Greek ambassador. So Buddhist text also documenting the time of Ashoka, very important. Again, extremely important point is archaeology, the archaeological evidences which are there. It is also complementing with pillars, pillar edicts, rock edicts. Stupas are there, very important, which is also extremely important archaeological evidence talking about the Mauryan Empire. So these are the points which you could have written in your answers. So moving forward to the next question, question number 23. So the mid first before common era, BCE, is considered as a significant turning point in the course of the world history. Justify the statement. Why basically first millennium before common era is considered to be so significant in the world history. So the key point which you could have mentioned in your answers. So again, I have already explained in the MCQs about Mahajanpada. So I'll be talking about that. The growth of Mahajanpadas, the famous Mahajanpadas such as Maghar, other important Mahajanpadas were also there. So it promoted political consolidation in India. So again, first millennium before common era, the emergence of Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, it got introduced. It was basically introducing the ethical and the social reform, challenging the existing tradition, basically which were existing in the society at that point of time. Now, globally, the rise of the Greek philosophy, that was happening, the Persian Empire, it also shaped the cultural and the intellectual progress. So this point is related when we are talking about the globally. Now, the last point marked the transformative phase in world history. So the first century, basically, before the first millennial BCE, it was considered to be the transformative phase in the world history. So you could have written these points in your answer. Moving forward to the next question. Question number 24. Again, choice-based question. One by one, I'll be discussing. Analyze the causes that led to the ruin of the Vijayanagar Empire, the famous Vijayanagar Empire. So what are the reasons why there was a decline of Vijayanagar Empire? The Battle of Talikot, which happened in 1565. So the Deccan Sultanate in collective manner, they also they defeated Vijayanagar, the rulers of Vijayanagar. Now that is leading to Hampi's destruction. Okay. Second point is the internal conflict within the Vijayanagar empire, the power struggle which were happening. It also weakened the empire's stability. Another important reason why there was a decline, why or ruin of behind the ruin of Vijayanagar empire was the economic strain. Basically, the warfare, so many wars were happening. That also drained resources. Okay, the finances, it poses a challenge to the financial structure of Vijayanagar Empire. So economic strain is the third point. Next point is the military technology. Now, they were basically, when it comes to Vijayanagar Empire, rulers, the administration, failure to adapt to innovation like the gunpowder also accelerated the decline. So this answer is related to A. Now I'll be talking about another choice-based question. Analyze why was Amar Naika system considered as a major political innovation by the Vijayanagar Empire. So this question is related to Amar Naika system, which is related to Vijayanagar Empire. See, decentralized power. So when it comes to Amar Naikas, they were basically the military commander who were granted land instead of salary. So they were being given certain portion of land by the ruler. Okay, they were not being paid. So power was being decentralized. Military role, they were being tasked with maintaining troops for the empire's defense, very importantly. So these are the features of the Amar Naika system, which was existing during the Vijayanagara Empire. Now, revenue collection, they were also, when it comes to Amar Naika, they were also responsible for gathering revenue from assigned, whatever territories were being assigned to them, powers were being given to them. So they were collecting revenue also. Now, when it comes to political stability, the local chiefs, they were also integrated into the administration, and it helps in it basically proving the loyalty. It basically maintained unity in the region, so fostering loyalty. So now I'll be moving forward to the next question, question number 25. Explain the role of panchayat in advocating for the rights of common people during the Mughal era. So the panchayat system which was existing in Mughal era. So this question is asking about that. So advocacy for the rights. So when it comes to panchayat system, panchayat basically represented villagers against the jamindars. Okay, jamindars, officials who were trying to exploit the marginal farmers, small farmer, poor farmers. So all these things were being discussed in the panchayat. Dispute resolution, very importantly, when it comes to panchayat, majorly composed by the elders. So they settled the local dispute of the region in the at the village level. So it was being amicably settled. Next one is resource distribution. Through panchayat, fair allocation of village resources was being done. Taxation and land rights. So in panchayats, concerns were being voiced. Panchayats were also protective of the villagers in the context of these matters which were being discussed in the panchayats. Last point is social harmony. Maintained peace and providing platform for grievances. So it was a platform when the panchayat was being held. It was a platform for the people to discuss their issues. So it was a platform which was being provided to the villagers. So these points you could have written in your answer. Now moving forward to the next question, question number 26. The rebellion of 1857, the first war of independence, the mutiny of 1857, it was seen as a war in which both Hindus and Muslims, they had equally to lose or gain. So we have to analyze this statement. So the points which you would have written for this answer also, unity in struggle. So when it comes to first war of independence, both Hindus and Muslims, they fought together. When I've shown you one MCQ based question also, there also you could have paid attention that people were belonging to, the leaders were belonging to both the religions. So Hindus and Muslims, they came together, they united against the British exploitation. Second is the triggering factors. Why this happened? What were the major factor behind the mutiny 1857, the first war of independence? The annexation of Awadh, which was being done by Britishers, and the Greece cartridge issue, it also sparked rebellion. So these Greece cartridge issue related to religious sentiments of both Hindus and Muslims. Okay, so that also united them and they fought against the Britishers. Third point is prominent leaders. Another MCQ based question also I mentioned there. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, he was a Muslim. Rani Lakshmibai, she was a Hindu. Two examples are given. Rather, Bahadur Shah Zafar was considered to be the main when it comes to these leaders who were belonging to different regions. They also went to Bahadur Shah Zafar at one point of time and seek and seek his blessing. Okay. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was the ruler, so he was a Muslim. Rani Lakshmibai was a Hindu. Okay, so it symbolized unity. So shared motive. Both communities, when it comes to Hindus and Muslims, they aimed to regain independence and protect autonomy. So they came together for the to fight for the independence. Okay, so these points you could have written in your answer. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 27. Describe the role of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly. How he played an extremely crucial role in the Constituent Assembly. So these are the key points which you could have written in your answer. Very importantly, chairman of the drafting committee. So he led the creation of the Indian Constitution. Second point which you could have mentioned is the provision for equality. His focus was majorly on the social justice and the abolition of untouchability. He advocated importantly about the fundamental rights, which must should have been given to everyone, and in reality it was given to everyone irrespective of caste, color, creed, gender. So it ensured protection of individual liberty. Very important. Reservation system which he promoted representation for the marginalized communities. These people who are belonging to these marginalized communities who have been discriminated upon for a very long period of time. So he was talking about their rights. Strong central government, he was emphasizing on that also, ensured cohesive governance. And last point is the legacy, which you could have written in your answer. He pioneered a democratic and inclusive India through his vision and legal expertise. So all these points are related to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now moving forward to next question, question number 28, which are basically now I'll be moving forward to section C, long answer type question. 3 questions are there. So again, choice-based question, I'll be discussing one by one. There was specific feature of the familial relationship during the Mahabharata period. Explain the statement with example. So familial relationship, this question is related to that. So first of all, I'll be talking about this. See, these points you could have written. I'll be talking about that. Polyandry, basically when it comes to a single woman who could marry more than one man. That is the meaning of polyandry. And in Mahabharata, very important story, we all are aware about it. Draupadi marriage to the Pandavas. Okay, it was considered to be a strategic move to maintain unity among the brothers. So you could have written this point. Basically, I'm securing political alliances. Second point is the succession conflict, which was existing between the Pandavas and Kauravas. We all are aware about the Mahabharata, basically the war. Okay. So this rivalry which were existing in Pandavas and Kauravas over the throne of Hastinapur, it highlighted lineage dispute. Okay. Next one point which you could have written is the role of the women. Very important point. The famous episode of Gandhari's blindfold, which symbolized the loyalty and the sacrifice. Okay. Again, loyalty versus betrayal. The Pandavas' bond was strengthened by the shared struggle. Okay. When they went on exile, contrasting with the Kauravas' betrayal, which was being led by Duryodhana, culminating in a warlike form. Last point, which you could have mentioned, key point related to the question is the political dynamics. So familial relationship, they were deeply influenced by the socio-political needs which were existing at that point of time. That is, and it blended patriarchal norm with strategic alliances. So all these 5 points, important points which you would have mentioned in your answer. Now, second question, the B in the choice-based question, the political power or kingship was rarely dependent on birth as Kshatriyas, but also open to anyone who could muster support and resources. So this question is basically asking about when it comes to political power on the kingship. It was not only dependent upon the birth, rather there were other reasons also which were important. So question is asking about that, and this question is related to this timeline is related to 6th century before Common Era. So I'll be talking about the important point related to this question. So shift from birth to capability. So when it comes to kinship, it was not only strictly aligned or tied to the Kshatriya's lineage, basically being born in a Kshatriya family. No. Political power rather dependent on the resource mobilization and support. Second point which you could have mentioned is related to the Mahajanpadas. Example is given, Ajatashatru, okay, of Magad region. He used what? Historically, he used military conquest and very importantly, strategic alliances. Okay. He got married to the Lichvi prince, and in this manner, he consolidated power. Another point is the Mauryan, related to Mauryan Empire, famous Chandragupta Maurya. Okay. He gained power again by listening to his prime minister. Okay. Chanakya Kautilya, who wrote the famous Arthashastra. So he listened to Chanakya's guidance, mobilized army, and local support to overthrow the existing Nanda dynasty. Okay, majorly in the Magad Empire. Next point is related to, or example is given, the fact is given of Gupta Empire, in which they're famous, the main ruler Samudragupta. He expanded also through campaigns and alliances. It was also his conquest or till the area which he reached, okay, it was mentioned or it was highlighted in the Prayag Prashishti inscription. So in this Prayag Prashishti inscription, it was being written by Harisena, the poet Harisena, who was existing during Samudragupta's time or Samudragupta's reign. So it was emphasizing resource-based power. Another point which you could have mentioned in your answer is related to Chola dynasty. Okay, Raja Chola one. Okay, he again, when it comes to Cholas, very important. They used naval power very importantly. So Raja Chola one leveraged naval power, used trade network, merchant alliances also he got engaged in to gain influence. They also showcase their capability over lineage. Last point related to this question is overall trend. Okay. So when it comes to political authority, increased reflected dynamic socio-political changes, and individual merit rather than the Varna norm. So it was not only related to the existing when it comes to the societal obligation at that point of time. So it was not only related to the norms of the society, rather the socio-political changes which were happening at that point of time, many important aspects related to that. So it was focusing on that also. So now I'll be moving forward to the next question, long answer type question number 25, question number 29. Again, choice-based question. Explain the main belief and teaching of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So I'll be talking about that. Key points, Ikyunka. So these are basically what? These are the main beliefs and teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So I'll be talking one by one. Ikyunka. He believed in basically one supreme, formless God. He advocated personal connection through Nam Simran. Very importantly, he emphasized on this aspect, Nam Simran, meditation. Next one is he focused on equality. You could have written about equality. He rejected caste system. He rejected gender discrimination. He established the function of Langar system, which promoted inclusivity. Again, he emphasized on honest living. Okay. He emphasized the ethical earning, basically was focusing on Kirat Karo, sharing wealth. So his teaching, sharing wealth, basically meaning one chakko. Another important aspect of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, which he focused upon, social justice. He fostered interfaith dialogue, harmony by engaging again, not only people who are belonging to one religion, rather everyone, Hindus, Muslims, others. Rejection, he rejected rituals. He also criticized pilgrimage and fasting. Okay. Rather, he stressed on inner purity, righteousness, significance of Guru. He emphasized on this aspect also. Highlighted the Guru's role in spiritual enlightenment. So composition of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you can find in it got recorded in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It is emphasizing on devotion, ethics, compassion. So now I'll be talking about the B part of this question, choice-based question. Explain the major belief and teaching of Chistis during the medieval India, during the medieval era. So now, when it comes to this founding of the order, Chisti order, founded by Khwaja Muinuddin Chisti, emphasizing of spiritual devotion, service to humanity. What were the core beliefs? Wahadut ul Wajud, focused basically unity of being, seeing God in all the creation, focused on love, direct personal connection with God. Now, when it comes to spiritual practice, Chishti order, practices like Zikr, okay, remembrance of God, Sama, spiritual music, very important. Qawwali system is also there, which is by the famous Amir Khusro. So Qawwali is also very famous in the Chistis, among the Chistis. Service and humility, another important aspect. This order rejected material wealth, power. Khwaja earned the title of Garib Niwas. So saint like the famous saint like Nizamuddin Aulia, okay. So he also promoted social harmony. There are other important saints also belonging to this order. Last point is interfaith tolerance, open khanqahs, hospices. Okay, basically interactions were happening. People belonging to different communities, they were talking to each other. It was promoting unity also. The famous Baba Farid, usage of local language like Punjabi, it was being, and he was teaching in this language, he was talking in this language, he was preaching in this language because it was accessible to the local population. So all these points are related to Chishti order. Now I'll be moving forward to the next question number 30. Another choice-based question. Analyze the impact of national movement in India from 1915 to 1931 on the Indian masses. So this question is related to Indian national movement. Okay. So what were the key points which you could have written in your answer? Gandhiji's arrival, which happened in 1915. Then he led the Champaran Satyagraha, Kheda Satyagraha, empowering of peasants and workers, which happened through non-violent resistance. Then you could have also written about non-cooperation movement, which happened between 1920 to 22. These are the points related to non-cooperation movement, boycott of British goods, promotion of Swadeshi, okay, self-reliance, widespread, very important aspect, widespread participation of women. They are stepping into political role. Then you could have also mentioned about civil disobedience movement under the Salt March, that famous Dandi March, which has happened. It mobilized masses. Civil disobedience movement also united diverse group. Peasants participated, tribals participated, workers participated. Most of the people, that is why masses participated in this movement. Now, political awareness also happened during this time. So leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, there are so many other leaders also who addressed poverty, inequality. They were appealing to youth, working classes. Now, what was the legacy of this movement of this era? Fostered unity, political consciousness, mass participation. People participated at a mass level. So building momentum for independence. Now I'll be talking about the second part of this question, choice based. Analyze the role of Gandhiji after independence of India. Now, what was his role? Very important role which he played, effort for communal harmony. So although tragically partition happened, so many lives were being lost, but he addressed partition violence by through conducting fast. So example, Calcutta in 1947, he was there in Delhi in 1948, uh, talking to people, trying to normalize the situation. Okay. He also pressurized leader to ensure safety for Muslims also in the restoration of peace. He advocated for marginalized group. Okay. He also focused on the rural development, promoted Gram Swaraj. He worked relentlessly in rural areas like Noakhali. No, when it comes to Noakhali, this region is currently belonging to Bangladesh. Influence on Congress. Very importantly, he was a major leader. So he suggested transforming Congress into a service organization like Lok Seva Sangh. He then distanced from the formal politics. Last point, legacy of Gandhiji guided the nation during partition challenges. After partition, reinforcing non-violence, equality, and services. Now I'll be moving forward to next question, question number 31. So now long answer type questions are completed. I'll be moving forward to section D, that is source-based question. So this passage, this this passage is related to Harappan civilization. Okay, Harappan drainage system. So first question is asking about analyze the possible reason behind the uniformity in the drainage system across the Harappan cities. What was the possible reason? So the possible reason was there was uniformity due to the centralized urban planning which was there. It ensured sanitation, it preventing flooding across cities like Mohenjo-daro and other cities also. Second question related to this passage information, analyze the implication of finding little heaps of material, mostly sand alongside drainage channels. So this is related to sand heap show incomplete maintenance. Debris was not being removed. It risking blockages, sanitation issues were there. Okay. Now, final question related to this information, assess the impact of Harappan drainage system. What was the impact of Harappan drainage system? This system was very famous, very important system which was existing in the ancient time. It improved hygiene. It reduced health risk. It preventing waterlogging. It supported agriculture and it showed advanced engineering that was existing in the ancient India. So now I'll be moving forward to the next question. Again, source-based question. Question number 32. So this question is basically comparing Bernier, the writer. He's talking about European kings who followed the Mughal model. So first question of the 32nd question, mention any one prominent contribution of Bernier. So first, Bernier on Mughal rule. So important contribution of Bernier wrote Travel in the Mughal Empire. Basically, this is about detailing of Mughal society, economy, governance. This, what he wrote, Travels in the Mughal Empire. Second question, how did Bernier describe the difference between European kingdoms and Mughal territory? So this question number 32.2 of question number 32. European kingdoms were rather flourishing when we are comparing it with the Mughal area of Mughal rule. Mughal rules as per Bernier, it was neglected. Cities were ruined. Fields were marshy. There was hardly any progress at that point of time. Last question, last basically sub question of this question. Explain Bernier's view on the social economic status of people under the Mughal rule. What was the status of people under the Mughal rule? So people, they were poor, beggars were there, they faced inequality, infrastructure was neglected. Bernier saw Mughal rule system as inefficient. Now I'll be moving forward to next question, question number 33. This is the last source-based question. Then I'll be moving forward to the final map-based question. So question number 33. This question is related to Raj Mahal Hills. 33.1. How did Buchanan describe the view of lower Raj Mahal Hills? So Buchanan described this when it comes to the lower Raj Mahal Hills as exceedingly fine. Rich valleys were existing, trees were there, hills were rocky, although they were beautiful, but it was lacking progress at that point of time. Second question, why did Buchanan believe that the area had high potential for improved cultivation? Why was he thinking like that? Why? Because land was fertile. Features when it comes to valleys, hills, there were diverse geographical features which were existing. So that showed what? That showed potential for expanded cultivation if it could have been managed well. Last question, how did Buchanan propose utilizing the land for economic benefit for the people? So he proposed clearing woods majorly for silk or the lac plantation, cultivating the land which was being cleared. Now it could have been used for the cultivation processes like growing of palmyra, mahua, for resources which could have been economically beneficial for the people. So these were the suggestions which were being given by Buchanan. Now I'll be moving forward to the last question, that is the map-based question, section E. So on the given political map of India, which you would have written in your exam, so few regions are given: Kalibanga, a mature Harappan site; Amravati, a Buddhist site; Amber, a territory under the Mughal; or Bijapur, an important town of medieval India. So when it comes to Kalibanga, which was a mature Harappan site, it was in Rajasthan. Okay, so you could have marked in your map in Rajasthan, right? Correctly. When it comes to Amravati, very important Buddhist site located in Andhra Pradesh. When it comes to Amber, that is in famous Amber Fort is also there, Amber in Rajasthan, which was a Mughal territory. And the choice-based question, point 3, Bijapur, which was an important town of medieval India, it was located in Karnataka, which was presently located in Karnataka, which was a medieval town. So I have completed the analysis of this paper. Thank you, everyone.